Hey Stampers, I'm back again, and I'm coming back with a little bit more on this. I've got some cardstock. This is our page. I'm going to add some photo mats in there at a later stage. Do apologise, got a right croaky voice. So we're going to flip this over. I have cut 2 pieces of cardstock. These both measure they both measure 8 3/4, and this one's by 9.5, so I want an inch gap, so I want to score these all 3. I'm going to get my scoreboard open. There we go. So right, 9.5. So if I do this on the 8 3/4, I want ½ inch on 3 sides. I'm going to do a really deep long pocket. And then this one, I want the 8 3/4. This is going to be the width. So again, I want ½ inch either side and ½ inch down the long side. I just wanted to make sure I got them the right way around. So we're going to have a double pocket. And just going to cut the ends off. It's going to be a double stacked pocket. I'm just going to fold the sides in, and that way you can lift up and see if you've cut all the way to your corner or not. And make sure you've got no sticking out pieces. So I got perfectly square corners there, so that's one piece. Again, this is slightly thinner cardstock because this is going to be the bottom pocket. I want this is my really long cardstock. This is my A3 piece. That's why I was able to get 8 3/4 by 9.5. Again, see, I've got a corner there, but I've got a little tiny bit sticking out there. So I just want to nick that off. And because this is the underneath pocket, it's not going to have much wear and tear apart from the photo mat that I will be putting inside. So let's get our glue. You know I like to glue the corners first, just to keep it together so I can hold it still without having flaps opening up whilst I'm gluing. So let's do that one. Need that to stand and wait. Let me just pop that down. It's just easier when it's flapped over, and I'm not worried about any spillage from the over because we're going to glue this down anyway. But these are going to get glued on top of each other, but I'm going to do it's the envelope punch board, so I'm going to use that. And I'm thinking, do I go 2 inches? I think I'll go 1.5 inches and punch. And because I want 1 inch off on the other side, I'm just going to turn it over. 1.5 inches on that side, and we'll be cutting in between. And then with this one, I'm going to do this at 2 inches. Turn it over and again come in at 2 inches. So my envelopes will be smaller and larger. So I actually need a bit of practice on this, so it's good for me. And when you're doing, let's pull that in, when you are doing your designer series paper, if you cut the DSP exactly the same size and go in at the 2 inches and then just take 1/8 of an inch off each side. So I'm pulling that down so I can just see the line. I get a nice long straight piece there. I'm going to do the same on this one, making sure that it's just catching. Look, you get a perfect angle, and because you've used your blade, I just like to smooth that out. I've just changed and had a brand new blade in this. I think that might need the smallest fraction taken off. Yeah, I can just see it tiny. That's better, much better. And if you accidentally cut in, just smooth it back out. On the right side, there we go. So these are going to be our double pockets. I'm going to glue this one on top. Can you see? Perfect. Just going to lay this on top, making sure it's all the way up to the edge and all the way up to this one. I think that is so cute. So this piece needs to be 6. This piece needs to be about 3.5. So let's get some designer series paper. Let's go with these beautiful little trees that I've got here. That is so cute. So this is 7 3/4 width. So if I do 7 5/8, I'm going to take a small strip off the top because it's got my glue on there. Because it takes ages to pick off that glue. So I'm going to do this first piece. Let's do 4 even. Ah, Gaynor's done it wrong. Well, no, let's not necessarily. I need to cut that out. Just going to give myself a little more wiggle space. Perfect. So I'm going to do a guide. Oh, I can't pick that pencil up. There we go. In fact, I'm going to lift that up so it's level at the top. And that way, it should give me my little border around the edge. So let's see. That's 1.5. Ah, did I do that 1 1/4? See, I'm not concentrating. No, it's definitely 1.5. But my cardstock is N8, so I'm going to come in at 1.5 and just pull it back a little bit. Perfect. Turn this over, 1.5 and just pull back a little bit. Perfect. Let's get my trimmer and see. So I'm going to follow that line. Cool. Let's see if that works. That is cool. I'm going to glue that on. I've just got the tiniest little trim to take off. I want to do it properly. So let's get that lined out. And it's like the tiniest little skim. Best to be safe than sorry. Spread that out with your nozzle. I'm not squeezing, I'm just spreading it out. I'm going to slide that in. And then before I press, I'm going to make sure I've got everything lined up. Perfect little border. How cute is that? Just got a little bit of glue. Get my rubber. And we have got our first insert. So again, like I'm saying, I'm going to cut this at 6 by 7 3/4. So we've got the trees. Let's go for these trees. How cute are they? So let's go 7 3/4. Let's do 6 first. By 7 3/4. Don't throw these, they come great for photo mats. And this second one was at 2 inches. So again, go in at 2 inches. Flip it over and go in at 2 inches. Get rid of those. And we're going to cut this. Let's just check this out. Perfect. We've literally only got to take a fraction off each side. So let's cut this first. Perfect little piece. Let's check again to make sure that it is perfect. And I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off. This side I'm literally just going to do the width of this black, just in case the paper wasn't straight. And then this one, going to the first line, it's a little bit. I'm going to take the black width off again, just to be on the safe side. Check this again. Oh, look at that, absolutely perfect. And I'm going to take the same distance off the bottom, because there's nothing worse than trying to come in a little bit either side when you just cut them both at the same. It's easier to trim off and have that little border, knowing that you've cut your paper at the perfect angle. Isn't that cute? Love that. I need to buy a new nozzle. My little nozzle fell off. I was cleaning it on and I literally tore out the tiny little nozzle from at the top, so it's now getting thick and cloggy. Didn't know my own strength. So let's line this up. Make sure we got the same distance. That is super cute. For some reason I've got a fingerprint on here and it will not come off. How cute. Let's get rid of this excess glue. It will dry clear, but where's my black pen? I've got the tiniest little notch in there. And it's got white on. There we go. Use the little black pen. Look how cute that is now. That is sweet. Now we're going to fetch this onto our page. And this is going to go right on the edge here, giving us a double pocket for our inserts. But in the meantime, I am going to put some, I'm going to stick with the tree theme. And I'm just going to cut, say 2.5 inches. Yeah, 2.5. And this is, oops, by 7 5/8. And then this is going to get glued right up there. Perfect. So we've got a triple layer of trees. For this page. How cute is that? I know it's so this is going to turn this way. I know the trees are all on the side, but that is so cute. You could have wasted paper, add them all. I mean, you could even glue that on there, but then you'd have to chop all that off or chop that off and start again. So I'm going to add this right along here, which gives me my 3 layered pockets. And then we can make 3 beautiful, well, 2 large photo mats. Whoops, try not to get any on the inside, otherwise you'll be gluing the inside of your cardstock, and you don't want that. So again, just going to line this up with the edge. Line that up. You can even stand that up. I've got a little bit of glue poking out the top there. Make sure that's all burnished down. And now if you wanted to, you could add a small waterfall going down that page, but I think that is just absolutely adorable. Where did I put those pages? So these are the ones I cut for my inserts, and I know, oh look at that, if I had cut maybe an inch off that one, and then let's just get this in there. Maybe 2 inches off, well, about 1.5 inches. Yeah, about 1.5 inches off the second one. You've got 2 beautiful photo mats. So let's do those. I'm going to use those later. So cardstock, 7 5/8. Is that 7 5/8? These are 7.5. Ooh, good job we checked. 7.5. Let's do some punching. Now I have emptied mine, and this will allow me to do 2 because it's photo paper. At a time. Oh, it's not quite cut it through, so let's go back in. That's better. Pull this through. I should do one at a time really, but there we go, I'm getting there. As long as you've got it lined up and your paper's tucked in. There are my 2 edges. Just need to make that tiny little bit out. Perfect. I always empty it out, ready for the next one. So we're going to cut this first one at 8 inches. Let's do the first one at 9. Let's check that. Oh, look at that, fits in there, beautiful. So if we do this one, that was 6, so if we do this one at 7, do not throw these photo mats away. Let's just see if that fits in there, beautiful. Look at my. Oh, beautiful. We got 2 gorgeous photo mats in there now. We could, that's exactly the same distance, so we wouldn't have to cut that down. We could then, where the bulk is, do 5.5. So do 6. And then score that 1/2 inch. I don't know why this is a brand new blade, literally just put in now. And we could add a flap on here. Oh, look at that, that's short. Have I had that wrong way? Could add that in the centre. That would then have to be cut. Push that to the edge. There. Check the width. Say we did that 5.5. Let's grab this one, it's quicker. So you've got your side flaps. You could have another slightly smaller, but this would open up then into a photo mat. Giving us that tiny little bit of show. Let's add an edge to this one. Whoops-a-daisy. Get my head in the frame, girls, because I want to make sure it's pulled all the way down. How cute is that? And then this then could be glued onto here, giving us an open flap. But I wonder if I tucked that inside there. That would have to then be cut, trimmed another 1/2 inch or 1/4 of an inch. Let's do that, and we can give ourselves, that way I can tuck it inside and I haven't got to hide the paper underneath with more paper, because we want a hidden edge. So I'm not burnishing that too much because I want that 1/4 of an inch on the turn up. So if that goes in there now, where this is going to be glued in anyway. So this is the section that's getting glued in. So if I add that piece in there and glue it in, I've still got that little flap to open out, and you can't see the designer series paper then. So if I glue that on there, ooh, let's do that. Let's grab this. Because that section is getting glued down inside our page anyway, so let's just make sure that's skimmed all the way along. Lift our flap. And I'm going up to that score line. Just going to press that down. Get rid of the excess glue because I don't want that attaching to anything. So now we've got our double pockets and we've got this open section, which if there's any bulk from the photos inside both pockets there and there, we've got that little 1/4 inch gap there. So let's measure this. This is, I'm gonna do 4.5 by 5 3/4. So I wonder if this would go. Oh, perfect, look at that. Just going to make sure that that is on that flap. My pencil. How perfect was that piece? And then we can, let's stamp with our photo. My battery's going to go at any time now, but do come back on the next one where we will add some designer series paper to the inside of these photo mats in there. Let's get this glued on quick. We have got another 3 pages, that's 6 sides to go. I'm not really rushing with this one because it's for the kids to take home when they come as a late Christmas present. I'm just going to pull that down a fraction more. That is perfect. I'm just blowing that dry. Gaynor's got mucky fingers, so more space for more photos. And then I'm going to use that one again if we've got enough. Again, I'm going to use this just to mark that up. This is going to be just the cutest little flap. So that is 4.5 by this little section here. And this way our trees will be going the right way this time. I'm just going to take the tiniest skim off there, and I mean tiny. Perfect. And then we can glue this on. I don't want that coming out, and you can still add a photo on the top of this, and you could maybe get 6x4 photo on there with that extra piece. So we've got our 2 wonderful pockets. We've got this beautiful flap, and I may add a little catch here and on here just to keep, or here and here, or even there, to, but it's not going to flick open because we've got this gusset. We can add our photo, we can add our other photo mats. I will decorate those, might even but there we go. Come back on the next page, and again this time I'll have pages ready for us to just jot down into, because there's nothing worse than watching me just sit here and struggle. But yeah, love you guys. Take care. Come back on the next video. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye.